Planning to visit New York City? Here are the top 10 things you should avoid doing. In the city that never sleeps, it's easy to get swept up in the hustle and bustle. But there are some activities you might want to skip to make the most of your trip. From dodging peak tourist seasons to steering clear of chain restaurants, we've got you covered with essential tips to help you experience the Big Apple like a true local. Let's dive right in and start with number 10. Number 10. Avoid eating at chain restaurants. Now this might seem a bit counterintuitive, especially if you're looking for a familiar dining experience. But trust me, New York City is a melting pot of cultures, and this diversity shines through in its food scene. From hole-in-the-wall pizza joints serving up the best slice you've ever tasted, to elegant bistros dishing out culinary masterpieces, there's a wealth of local eateries that offer a far more authentic and enriching experience. These local establishments not only serve up unique and delicious meals, but they also give you a taste of the city's vibrant and varied culture. Sticking to chain restaurants is like reading the table of contents of a book and saying you've read the whole thing. You're missing out on the heart of the story. The essence of New York lies within its neighborhoods and the local eateries that define them. So make sure to explore the local food scene and avoid chain restaurants. Number 9. Don't stop on the sidewalk. Now let's talk about the rhythm of New York City. Picture this. The sidewalks of New York are like arteries, pulsating with the constant flow of people. Each pedestrian is a cell, contributing to the life and vibrancy of the city. But what happens when a cell stops moving? The flow gets disrupted, and that's exactly what happens when you stop abruptly on a New York sidewalk. Imagine the city as a giant ballet, with each person moving in their own choreographed dance. When you stop, you break that flow, causing a domino effect of stumbles, swerves, and near misses behind you. It's not just about being courteous, it's about preserving the harmony of the city's movement. So, if you need to check your map, take a photo, or simply catch your breath, step aside and find a quieter spot. Keep moving and find a quiet spot if you need to stop. Scene script. Number 8. Avoid rush hour. New York City is known for many things, and unfortunately, heavy traffic during rush hour is one of them. Picture this: a sea of yellow taxis, a cacophony of horns, and throngs of people rushing to get to work or home. It's a sight to behold, but not one you want to be stuck in. Rush hour typically spans from 7 to 9 in the morning and 4 to 7 in the evening. During these times, the city's streets and subways can be a bit overwhelming, but don't worry, there's a silver lining here. By planning your day around these peak times, you can explore the city more comfortably. Consider setting out early or later in the day. You'll find the streets less crowded, and you can enjoy the city's sights and sounds at a much more leisurely pace. Remember, New York is the city that never sleeps, so there's always something to do, no matter the hour. Plan your travel times wisely to avoid rush hour. Number 7. Don't only visit Manhattan. Now, Manhattan is undoubtedly enchanting with its towering skyscrapers, iconic landmarks, and bustling streets. But New York City is so much more than just Manhattan. Venture out to the other boroughs for a more authentic and diverse experience. Brooklyn, for instance, is a melting pot of cultures offering a vibrant art scene, world-class restaurants, and unique shopping experiences. Venture further to Queens, and you'll find an array of international cuisines, stunning parks, and fascinating museums. The Bronx, rich in history and culture, is home to the Yankee Stadium and the famous Bronx Zoo. Staten Island, often overlooked, offers serene beaches, historic landmarks, and a slower-paced vibe. Each of these boroughs has its unique charm and character, presenting a different side of New York that is just as captivating, if not more so, than Manhattan. So don't limit your New York City experience to just one borough. Expand your horizons and explore beyond Manhattan. Number 6. Avoid taking taxis. You may be tempted by the allure of the iconic yellow cab zipping through the busy streets of New York City. However, let's talk about the high cost of taxis. The meter starts running the moment you step in, and before you know it, you're shelling out a small fortune just to get across town. Not to mention, traffic in the city can be unpredictable, turning what should be a quick trip into a lengthy and costly journey. So, what are the alternatives? Well, New York City boasts one of the most extensive public transportation systems in the world. The subway and bus networks are efficient, affordable, and they cover vast areas of the city. And let's not forget the joy of walking. New York City is a walker's paradise, with plenty to see and discover on every corner. So remember, save your money and avoid taking taxis. Experience the city like a true New Yorker, on foot or by public transit. Scene script. Number 5. Don't buy from street vendors. While it might be tempting to grab that quirky souvenir or sample some street-side cuisine, Buying from unlicensed street vendors can come with its own set of risks. From questionable product quality to inflated prices, street vendors often lack the accountability that established shops provide. Moreover, the origin and condition of the goods sold are often uncertain. It's not uncommon to find counterfeit products or food items that don't meet health standards. The city is brimming with local boutiques and farmers markets where you can find authentic quality goods at fair prices. So why take the risk? Stick to licensed establishments and vendors. They're liable to adhere to strict regulations, ensuring the quality and safety of their products. Not only does this safeguard your health and wallet, but it also supports local businesses that contribute to the city's economy. Shop smart and avoid street vendors. Number 4. Avoid peak tourist seasons. New York City is a bustling metropolis year-round, but there are certain times when the city sees an influx of tourists. These peak seasons usually coincide with holidays, school vacations, and the warm summer months. Visiting during these times can mean braving long lines, crowded streets, and higher prices for accommodations and attractions. It can also be harder to get a true sense of the city's unique culture when you're surrounded by other tourists. Instead, consider visiting during the off-peak seasons. The city is less crowded in the early spring and late fall, offering a more relaxed and authentic experience. Plus, you might even score some deals on hotels and attractions. So, if you're flexible with your travel dates, consider visiting when the city is a bit quieter. Plan your visit during off-peak seasons to avoid the crowds. Number 3, don't ignore local customs. In the bustling city of New York, locals have their own set of customs and etiquette. Understanding and respecting these can make your stay more enjoyable and authentic. For instance, when riding the subway, it's polite to offer your seat to the elderly, pregnant women, or anyone who might need it more than you. And remember, New Yorkers value their personal space, even in crowded places, so try to maintain it as much as possible. When dining out, tipping is not just a nice gesture, it's an unwritten rule. Wait staff rely on tips as a significant part of their income. A tip of 15 to 20% of your total bill is the norm. And finally, New Yorkers are known for their fast-paced lifestyle. Don't be surprised by the quick pace of conversations and transactions. It's not impoliteness, it's efficiency. Respect the local customs and blend in with the locals. Number 2, don't fall for tourist traps. In the city that never sleeps, tourist traps are as common as yellow cabs. These are attractions that might seem like a must-see, but in reality, they are overpriced, overcrowded, and underwhelming. For instance, the infamous boat tours promising a perfect view of the Statue of Liberty often end up being a crowded, rushed experience, with a view not much better than what you'd get from the Staten Island Ferry, which is free. Similarly, avoid the lure of the glitzy souvenir shops. You'll find better, more authentic mementos at local markets or independent shops. And don't be swayed by those flashy Broadway ticket booths in Times Square. You're better off purchasing your tickets in advance or trying your luck with a ticket lottery. The key here is to prioritize quality over convenience. So do your homework, ask locals, and use common sense to sift through the touristy glitter. Do your research and avoid falling for tourist traps. And finally, number 1, avoid being unaware of your surroundings. In the hustle and bustle of New York City, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement and lose track of what's happening around you. But being aware of your surroundings is not just about safety, it's also about truly experiencing and enjoying the city. You see, New York City is a treasure trove of hidden gems, from tiny hole-in-the-wall eateries to lesser-known parks and landmarks. By being observant, you can discover these unique spots that might just become your favorite places in the city. Plus, being aware of your surroundings can help you navigate the city more efficiently, avoid potential hazards, and interact more effectively with the locals. Remember, New York City is more than just its famous landmarks. It's a vibrant, dynamic place filled with surprises at every corner. So keep your eyes open, your senses sharp, and your mind curious. Stay aware of your surroundings and enjoy everything NYC has to offer. There you have it, the top 10 things you should avoid doing when visiting New York City. From dodging chain restaurants and rush hour to exploring beyond Manhattan and respecting local customs. Remember, be cautious of street vendors, taxis, and tourist traps. Keep your wits about you and stay aware of your surroundings. Avoid peak tourist seasons for the best experience. Keep these points in mind during your visit. Remember these tips and you'll have a fantastic time exploring Big Apple. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Safe travels!